everyone, and welcome back to the channel that knows nothing. I am Gem, and let's get to it. So today we are doing the TMI Book Tag Edition 1, because I thought it would be fun. So let's just dive on into the questions. I have them written down. There is a lot of them, so if you're not keen to stay around for like what? I think it's like 50 questions. Then get out of here. Question number 1 is, what fictional character has the best style? And I'm gonna go with Jem from Clockwork Prince. Well, he's from the Infernal Devices series, but yeah, he the best. I love him. Why do you think my channel is named after him? That's who it's named after, if you didn't know. The next question I always hate answering because it's like, your book crush. It sounds like I don't love books, but it's just like, you can't have a crush on someone who not real. Like, their book. And also, nearly all the characters that I read are in relationships, and that seems wrong. But if I had to choose, it would probably be Percy Jackson, because he's pretty cool. Question number 3 is, have you ever loved a character and then you started hating them? And I have 2 for this answer. I have Albert from the Gone series and Leo from Heroes of Olympus. Guess why? Because they became annoying little shits. What is the longest / biggest book that you have on your shelves? And I'm gonna guess it's something by Diana Gabaldon, because those books are long. It's either that or Count of Monte Cristo, unless I'm forgetting my books. What is the heaviest book on your shelf? And that would be Timeless, Diego, and the Rangers of the Vast Atlantic. And you think by its size it wouldn't be that heavy, but it's made with like different paper, like art paper, I would like, or paper that art can go onto, which is why it's heavy. Like, it's not that long, but it's heavy. Do you have any book posters? And I don't know if you would count these 2. This one is from, well, I have a lot there actually. Why am I stupid? There's heaps. These are from Shakespeare. This is from Narnia. That's obviously from Harry Potter. Should I take that down? I am tempted. That is just about books in general. That is from Pride and Prejudice. And that's got nothing to do with anything. Do you have any booked theme jewelry? And I do. I'll grab it. And we back. So I have this one. Can you please focus on the thing I want you to focus on? Thank you. So obviously that's the Mockingjay pin from Hunger Games, because that is like one of my favorite series ever. And this is another Mockingjay pin. It's different. I think this one is from like the second or last one, where like it changes because she's no longer imprisoned or some shit. But this one will always be my favorite because it's the iconic one. What is your favorite book OTP? And that is none. I don't have any favorites. I generally try to steer clear of them now, because no one ever ends up with who I want them to end up with. And it's problematic for me. Do you have a favorite book series? And yes, it would be between Narnia and Percy Jackson. Narnia, because I've always loved Narnia. It's amazing. I love the concept. I love everything that C.S. Lewis has written. Oh, so good. Even though it's a little bit weird sometimes. And Percy Jackson, because it was kind of like the book that got me into reading more. I really related with Percy as a character because, you know, he was dyslexic and had ADHD, but I don't have that. I was dyslexic, and it was nice to see a character that had like the same sort of weakness as I did, so I thought that was cool. Next question is, favorite book to movie soundtrack? And weirdly, it is Divergent. I remember when I went to go see that movie, it was with a bunch of my friends from school, and me and one of my friends at the time, we were like coming out of the movie theater, and I remember saying, oh my god, the music in that was like amazing. Like, not any of the original like score, that was okay, but like the songs that they had picked by other artists, we really liked them. And I remember we ran down to like see if we could get into like one of the places that sold albums, but they were all closed and we were all really disappointed. Or at least me and one of my friends were really disappointed. We're just like, damn, we're gonna have to come tomorrow and get it. Next question is a book that you miss / a story you wish would continue. And I actually remember when Undercover Princess first came out, I didn't think it was going to go anywhere, but I really, really liked the story and the concept behind it. It was really like kind of like, you know, what people would say like is lame, but I didn't think it was lame. I thought it was so cool and so different to everything else I was reading at the time. It's kind of for younger audiences, or maybe people are just starting to read young adult. I don't know where it is in like the book spectrum, but I really liked it because it was just so different, and so like no one was like kind of lusting after anybody else, which is why I miss it and I have to go back to it because there's like 2 more books out now, possibly more by the time that this video comes out. Next question is your favorite standalone book, and mine is 3 Amazing Things About You. It's not something that I often talk about because it's awfully sad and horrible, and it's a adult book, not something that's aimed at the young adult audience whatsoever. Is people going through like struggles in life and they all kind of intersect at this one moment, and it's horribly sad, but it also makes you realize, you know, the things that you can do for other people and the things that you can do for yourself. And I think it's just really lovely read, even though it is devastatingly sad. The next question is, since when do you read books? Which sounds awfully judgy to me, but I think I started reading when I was about 12, like seriously reading, because beforehand I was dyslexic and a lot of people didn't know, which is why I didn't really enjoy reading like certain books. Not because the story wasn't interesting, but because some of the stuff I didn't 100% understand, and also like with people who are dyslexic, like certain fonts we can't really like read. Like you can read it, but it's just kind of like they annoy your eye or anything, or at least that was what it's like with me. The next question is, what Hogwarts house are you in? And I am in Slytherin, or at least I believe I'm in Slytherin. Get out here, you dirty Gryffindors. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like the Hogwarts houses are taken way too seriously, and I feel like you basically get to pick which one you want to be in anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not something that you need to take seriously. Also, the ones that do take it too seriously are the Gryffindors. Just saying. The next question is, what qualities do you look for in a book? And mine is good characters, good plot. Things that surprise me. Don't be so predictable with that. I don't like heavy plot armor on characters, especially villains, because where's the fun in that? And that's pretty much it. What is your favorite book quote is the next question, and mine is, you either see it or you don't, from the Marvels, written by Brian Selznick, because I really like the quote. I think it's like all about perspective and the way you look at things, and I really want it tattooed on me someday. The next question is, what is your favorite author? And I don't really have one. Like, I have a lot of authors that I do like, but I'm not going to read a book based on who wrote it. I'm going to read a book based on what the plot is and whether I find any of the characters relatable or just like them in general. So yeah, I don't really lean towards authors. Next question is, what is your favorite book cover? And I really like the book covers on the Cruel Prince series that Holly Black is writing. I really think they're pretty. I mean, I like a lot of book covers, but if I had to choose just one, this one. The next question is action or romance, and I've had to choose between the two. I'd probably go with action because romance can be a little bit disgusting sometimes, because I am a big action nerd. I don't care how terrible it is, I'll probably watch it or read it. Whereas romance can be a bit slow sometimes, whereas action is more fast-paced, and I like that. So the next question is, where do you go when a sad moment happens in a book? And I don't go anywhere. I keep reading because the only way to get through it is to read it, to see what happens next, to see how the characters react, to see what happens in like the situation. Like when bad things or sad things happen, my initial thought is anger at it. I don't know why. Like angry first and sad second is my emotions in books, and in like any form of like creative media. I'm going to be mad first at the situation and then sad, because why is that happening? That's not fair. And then the sad reaction, because that, I don't know, that's just how my brain works. The next question is, how long do you need to finish a book? And I don't know, it takes me a while sometimes, and then sometimes I can fly through it in 2 days. It also depends on the length, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'll find books really easy to read because I love the story or I love the characters, but sometimes I'll find them super hard to read because it's awful. Although I did fly through The Land of Raw because that was an adventure. Not a good one. I'm scared of that series. I don't know what the author's gonna do next. How long is your mourning period with books? That is an odd way to question a question, but that's what it says. And it depends again, like it depends how upset I am, because I don't generally get upset in books. I know that's awful, but like I said before, I don't get sad, I get mad. I don't know why, because like it's just my initial reaction to be angry at media rather than sad at it, because it's just like, well, why did they decide to hurt their characters that way? That's not fair. It's just the way like my brain works, and I think it's because I am a writer too. It's just like, I know what's gonna hurt my character the most, I'll just do it. Like, I know that's what the writer is thinking, so therefore I am mad at them for it. What is your least favorite book? The Land of Raw. Okay, next. The next question is turn on in a character, and mine is strong. I don't mean physically strong, although they can be and I won't mind it. I mean mentally, because it's just like, if you don't have a mentally strong main character, then I feel like it will not be so good. And I don't care if you have to build to that strength, as long as they get there in the end. That's my turn on. That sounds so weird. Why did I say it like that? The next question is turn off in a character, and that would be complaining. I don't like it when anyone complains, so I think that's why I don't like it when characters complain about the situation that they're stuck in, instead of like doing something about it. So yeah, I don't like that. The reason that you joined BookTube is the next question, and it's because I'm a little fangirl that likes to rant about books and other things as well. Next question is name a scary book, and I don't think I could name a scary book even if I tried. I don't like horror. Please don't make me read it. I don't like it. Why are there always these questions? I'm gonna have to write my own tag because I'm sick of hearing them. Last book that made you cry. I don't cry in books. Like, I feel like there was a question very similar to this earlier on. I just don't cry. And it's not that I don't have emotions, because I do. Like, I get upset, but I don't like tear up and like full on cry. Like, I need to have that like picture. Like, I cry in movies all the time because, you know, there is music and, you know, imagery, and like you get hit right in the feels. And I'm not saying a book can't do that, because it can. I just feel like in my brain I'm just like, I can't see it happening all the time, because it's just like they're just words. I don't sound like I'm a fan of books, but I am. The last book that you gave 5 stars is the next question, and that is Worlds of You, Poetry and Prose by Boo Tablin, because I love that book. It's so good. Do you have any favorite book titles? And I do. I have Daughter of the Burning City, because I think that sounds so cool. And then I have Color of B. Larkin's Murder, which I haven't read. The last book that you read, and that was What If It's Us? And I was sorely disappointed in it. The next question is the book you are currently reading, and that is Artemis Fowl, and it's been an interesting ride. There's a lot of like stuff that's happened in it that I wasn't expecting to happen, and yeah, I've been meaning to read this series for a while now. Next question is last book adaptation you watched, and it was The Choice by Nicholas Sparks. I love that movie. I haven't read the book, but the movie is really good. It's one of my favorite Nicholas Sparks like adaptions. Like, I don't really like The Notebook, even though it's like one of everyone's favorites. It's just not as good. The Choice, like, so much shit happens. Oh, breaks my heart. Makes me want to cry thinking about it. Next one is a book character that you've always wanted to talk to, and that would be Aslan from Narnia, because I feel like he would have a lot to say. An author that you've always wanted to talk to, and that would be Sean Tan, because he's amazing. Like, he generally does like picture books, and his art, oh, so good, but his stories like and his art together are so impactful. Like, when I first found him, which was through art class from one of my art teachers, like, it just changed everything for me. It's weird saying that. What is your favorite book snack? And that would be tea. I know it's not a snack, but having a good tea and reading, perfect. What book world would you want to live in? And I'm going to go with something different because I always choose something different because I don't want to be the same every single time. So I'm going to go with The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer because fairy tales. A book world that you don't want to live in, and that would be the Gone series, Under the Dome. I don't think I could do that. Just like, not because I don't think I would survive, just because I couldn't handle the chaos that that world is. When was the last time that you smelled a book? Now. Why am I weird? I don't know. Weird insults that you've read in books. Let me get it up. You've lost what little mind you had left. And I said by Diana to Drake in Hunger. I know it's not a weird insult, but it's funny. I thought it was funny when I read it. Also, I love Diana. What is your favourite romance in any book? And that would be Percy and Annabeth from the Percy Jackson series, and then leading into Heroes of Olympus. I just love their like relationship and like dynamic, and it's just like not overly like disgusting. Like they're there for each other as like friends first, and then as like something more, which is why I like it. Do you write? Yes, I do. Not in a long time, but I got a degree on it, so. Favorite magical item? A wand. Because I feel like you can do so much with this thing. Like, not even just Harry Potter wands, just wands in general. Like you look intimidating. It's like you almost have a dagger, but it like is magical. What is your Quidditch position? And I would choose Chaser because I feel like they do the most. And also I like scoring points for the team because that seems like good sportsmanship. What is a song that you connect with a book? And I'm going to pick Little Wonders. It's like the song at the end of Meet the Robinsons. And I connect it with the thing about jellyfish because, you know, it's about growing up and growing as a person, and both those things just make me really sad. Favorite book chat up line? Damn, you must be a library book because I can't stop checking you out. That was lame, I know, but it had to be said. Have you ever used that chat up line? No, nor will I ever because it's cringy as hell. What is your favourite fandom? And I would have to pick the Percy Jackson one because I feel like nothing overly crazy happens in it, and the fan art is mwah, amazing. The last one is how many books do you own? And the answer is too many. Anyway guys, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, subscribe because that is always nice, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!